Imagine sitting at your desk fully aware that you have a million things to do, yet somehow you can't even bring yourself to start the first one. Your brain is stuck in what feels like a spinning wheel of doom. Welcome to ADHD task paralysis, where even the simplest tasks like, sending an email, turn into an epic saga, complete with procrastination, a side of guilt, and maybe a little Netflix binge for good measure. It's like knowing you have to climb a mountain, but the mountain is a pile of laundry, and every step feels like an Olympic event. But hey, I want to be clear, you're not lazy, and you're definitely not alone. ADHD task paralysis is real, frustrating, a little ridiculous at times, and we're going to talk about it today. Welcome back to Savvy Psychologist. I'm your host, Dr. Monica Johnson. Every week on this show, I'll help you face life's challenges with evidence-based approaches, a sympathetic ear, and zero judgment. ADHD task paralysis is a phenomenon often experienced by individuals where they find themselves unable to start or complete tasks, even if they recognize the importance or urgency of those tasks. Psychological research suggests that task paralysis is closely related to the core challenges of ADHD, such as difficulties with attention regulation, executive dysfunction, and emotional regulation. One of the defining characteristics of ADHD is difficulty in regulating attention, which can result in hyperfocus on some tasks while simultaneously causing avoidance or paralysis when faced with others. Task paralysis is especially common when the task at hand feels overwhelming, too complex, or lacks immediate personal interest. This is due in part to deficits in executive functioning, which refers to the cognitive processes that help individuals plan, organize, and execute tasks. For people with ADHD, tasks that require multi-step planning or long-term effort can be particularly daunting. This leads to a sense of being stuck and unable to move forward despite the pressing need to get things done. Research on ADHD has also highlighted the role of emotional regulation difficulties in task paralysis. Many people with ADHD experience heightened levels of frustration, anxiety, or shame when they're unable to complete tasks. This emotional response can create a negative feedback loop. The more overwhelmed or stressed they feel about a task, the harder it becomes to initiate action, leading to further procrastination and emotional distress. Over time, this pattern can reinforce a sense of failure or inadequacy, deepening the task paralysis. Another factor contributing to ADHD task paralysis is the brain's response to rewards and motivation. People with ADHD often have impaired dopamine regulation, which affects their ability to experience satisfaction from long-term rewards. As a result, they may struggle to engage in tasks that don't provide immediate gratification or stimulation. Tasks that lack novelty or seem repetitive are often sidelined, as the ADHD brain craves stimulation and may gravitate toward more engaging activities. Combating ADHD task paralysis requires a multifaceted approach that addresses the underlying challenges of attention regulation, executive dysfunction, and emotional dysregulation. Here are several evidence-based strategies that can help manage and overcome task paralysis for individuals with ADHD. The first one is breaking tasks into small, manageable steps. One of the most effective strategies is breaking down overwhelming tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. When a task feels daunting, the ADHD brain often struggles to know where to start, leading to paralysis. Dividing the task into bite-sized chunks reduces the sense of overwhelm and provides clear, actionable steps. For example, instead of clean the entire house, a person might break it into tidy the living room, vacuum the floor, and wash the dishes. The second strategy is using timers and the Pomodoro Technique. Time blindness or difficulty perceiving the passage of time is common in ADHD, which can exacerbate task paralysis. The Pomodoro Technique involves working for 25-minute intervals followed by a short break. Setting a timer can help create a sense of urgency and structure, making tasks more manageable. By focusing on one task for a short period, the individual feels less overwhelmed and more able to start and maintain focus. The third strategy is externalizing structure and accountability. So, you want to use tools like calendars, planners, or apps to externalize the structure of tasks because this is essential for managing task paralysis. Setting specific deadlines or reminders for each small step of a task can help individuals stay on track. Additionally, creating accountability through a friend, family member, or coach can provide external motivation. For some, simply knowing that they have to report progress to someone else can be a powerful motivator to take action. Number 4 is to create a favorable environment. The environment plays a critical role in task initiation for people with ADHD. Reducing distractions, such as turning off notifications or using focus apps, can minimize interruptions and help individuals stay engaged in the task at hand. Additionally, creating an organized workspace can reduce the overwhelm often caused by clutter. Number 5 is to incorporate rewards and novelty. People with ADHD often respond more strongly to immediate rewards or novelty. Pairing tasks with something enjoyable, like listening to music or treating yourself after completing a portion of the task, can enhance your motivation. Novelty can also be introduced by changing the approach to the task, such as working in a different location or using different tools. Number 6 is to practice mindfulness and emotional regulation. Mindfulness techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, or progressive muscle relaxation can help to reduce the emotional stress that contributes to task paralysis. Developing self awareness of emotional states and learning to manage anxiety, frustration, or shame can make it easier to start a task. Cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT techniques, which focus on changing negative thought patterns, can also help individuals reframe the way that they perceive tasks. Number 7 is to use body doubling. This strategy involves working alongside another person, either in person or virtually, to maintain focus and accountability. The mere presence of someone else nearby working can help an individual with ADHD stay on task and avoid distractions. By implementing these strategies, folks with ADHD can better manage task paralysis and improve their ability to start and complete tasks. Even if you don't have ADHD, if you struggle with procrastination, these tips can be helpful. I engage in body doubling every week, and it increases my productivity, allows me to be supportive to other people, and is a low key way to connect with others. Which of these strategies do you have the most difficulty with? Let me know. You can contact me via Instagram at KindMindPsych or via my email at psychologist@quickanddirtytips.com. The Savvy Psychologist is a Quick and Dirty Tips podcast. It's audio engineered by Steve Rickyberg with script editing by Brandon Getchis. Our podcast and advertising operations specialist is Morgan Christensen. Our digital operations specialist is Holly Hutchings. And our marketing and publicity associate is Davina Tomlin. Nathaniel Hoops is our marketing contractor. Follow Savvy Psychologist on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. That's all for this episode of Savvy Psychologist. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week.